Rashford was way better than Garnacho. Look at the numbers.
Yeah,
I'm not getting
to
in this conversation again. Rashford was dunking on Kylian Mbappe's head in the Champions League. Okay?
I'm hello and welcome back to another episode of False9 Podcast. Alejandro Garnacho. This name, we have to remember this name because this is going to be an important topic for the upcoming summer transfer window. And if you ask me, it is going to be a dilemma because उसको बेचना चाहिए या नहीं बेचना चाहिए इस पे बहुत चर्चा ऑलरेडी हो रहा है डिबेट ऑलरेडी हो रहा है एंड मेनी फैंस लाइक अस दे आर इन 50-50 zone. I am in very non how should I say this? No non-sellable asset mode, and like I said, it is going to be a very difficult decision to make for United board. And if he were to make pure profit, yes, he will be a pure profit,
Yeah.
etc., etc. But somehow the amount of talent he has, and if he goes and if he succeeds somewhere else, again we will take the massive L like
Yeah.
Pogba, and that is the scary part for me and many of us.
So definitely it's a tricky situation for me because I personally I really like when academy kids are given a chance at United. And over the last 10, 12 years, you've had several academy kids who've gotten a fair amount of chance, whether you say Lingard or McTominay or Rashford, whatever their scenarios be, nobody can fault them for not getting
Hmm,
chances, right? There are
hmm,
some like Elanga probably could have been given more chances, but I mean, fringe cases hai wo. But with Garnacho, the issue I feel right now is that he's a player who needs more time to develop. That is very obvious. Uska ceiling bahut high hai, which is why he has all those sort of Cristiano Ronaldo comparisons.
correct,
He has a chant which is literally Ronaldo's chant that he has inherited. So potential ceiling बहुत high है, but the problem for United right now, in a normal United, sort of a successful United squad, there would be senior players who would be doing a lot of the work, and so Garnacho then would have the space and time to grow into his role, and then he can be allowed to be more sort of wasteful with his chances, for the lack of a better word. But current United squad में है ही नहीं वो. So
hmm,
it is also a case of ये बच्चे पे ही सब आ रहा है करने को, because the point that he's getting so many chances, he's missing so many chances. There is a lot of criticism around Garnacho missing so many chances. Uh, but at the same time, you also have to see that he's the one who is always in those areas where those chances come. So there is like 60% of the way he knows what to do. It is just the final product which is missing. Again, सीनियर प्लेयर्स अपने पास बेटर परफॉर्मिंग सीनियर प्लेयर्स हों तो वो सिनेरियो में यू वुड अलाउ गर्नाचो टू हैव टाइम टू ग्रो, बट अभी वो नहीं है. एंड
correct,
अनफॉर्चुनेटली अभी उसका वैल्यूएशन इज रिलेटिवली हाई. You never know, if he has one more poor season, that number could go down and you'd be kind of stuck with another sort of asset which you can't move on. So yeah.
yeah. For me, I think it's more of a worry than a dilemma because Garnacho is again becoming like one of those examples of a United Academy kid who had a bright potential and now he's kind of losing the grip on the game. At least when it comes to the team's performance. ठीक है, but I think वही है, वो एक worry एक है, but like you mentioned, Azman, the thing is कि he is giving chances, but उसके ऊपर ही सब कुछ आ रहा है. This, which also reminds me of what I think Rafael Varane had mentioned a while back, that a lot of the kids at United are actually put into the team and then they are expected to move the world, but वो होना नहीं चाहिए, which is in stark contrast with Madrid, where they give youngsters chances थोड़ा आराम से. So
hmm,
I think Garnacho is a sort of a victim over there, but I think again, this is down to the management where we have a sort of a thin squad. There is no real replacement, and of course, injuries have not helped. So there is so even so we are stuck in a position where Garnacho is playing for us. We want to substitute Garnacho, but there's nobody there. And
Yeah.
even from Garnacho's angle, yeah, everybody does not have a good day at office. ठीक है, किसी का फॉर्म खराब होता है, अब वो
Mm.
खराब फॉर्म में भी उसको खेलना पड़ रहा है और वो गाली सुन रहा है, तो थोड़ा मतलब उसके ऊपर भी आई गेस रहम करना चाहिए. एंड आई थिंक
Yeah.
I would say he's too young to be, uh, to be carrying the weight of the shoulders. Of course, nobody can be a Ronaldo. There can only be one Ronaldo. But although
Exactly.
he does want to emulate Ronaldo at every point of his career, but yeah, I mean, like I think he needs some time, and I hope that United don't sell, but I won't be surprised given that pure profit is something that Ratcliffe is going to chase. And again, tying back, this topic to the topic which we had during the stadium announcement. Okay, United need fun, so maybe Garnacho is sold for some reason. You never know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What we sort
He,
of also need to keep in mind कि रैटक्लिफ का जो नेविल वाला इंटरव्यू था उसमें उसने
Hmm.
काफी क्लियरली इन वेरी स्ट्रेट वर्ड्स बोला था कि नो यंग प्लेयर फ्रॉम यूनाइटेड विल बी सोल्ड फॉर फाइनेंशियल रीजंस. He said that if that happens, that will always be for footballing reasons. And if you are to take his word for it, which is obviously take it with a pinch of salt, लेकिन if you are to take his word for it, then it probably the fact that ये लोग consider कर रहे हैं garnacho को बेचने का probably also implies के वो current Amorim के system में he doesn't really fit very well because he is the kind of player who likes to play. He's basically a wide attacking player और अमरिम के फॉर्मेशन में वाइड अटैकिंग प्लेयर जो है वो फुल बैक होता है, नॉट द नंबर 10 सॉर्ट ऑफ दैट गार्नाचो स्टार्ट्स इन.
Hmm.
तो इट कुड बी ऑल्सो अ केस ऑफ के स्टाइलिस्टिक डिफरेंस है इन व्हाट हिज स्ट्रेंथ्स आर वर्सेस व्हाट अमरिम वांट्स. और उस वजह से दे आर प्रोबेबली लुकिंग एट किड्स बेटर फॉर द प्लेयर ऑल्सो इफ ही गोज एंड प्लेज समवेयर एल्स बिकॉज इधर वो अंडर परफॉर्म करेगा.
yeah. And
Yeah.
the most worrying thing about him, and United also, I'm very scared because United might, that new United structure might do this. They will suddenly sell our good player to English rival, and those
Yeah.
Chelsea links were absolutely heavy, and his agent was there in the Stamford Bridge. So अगर धुआं आ रहा है तो आग कहीं से तो लगी है. I'm very sure. So, and it is very concerning thing as a United fan because that boy has a very high ceiling right now. And he is one of the most promising youngster in our current squad, if you ask me. And I'll be very gutted if we sell him. In my opinion, और एक साल देना चाहिए again, but
Yeah.
हम लोग इधर बैठ के क्या ही होने वाला है. But
Hmm.
we shouldn't sell him. We shouldn't sell him even if it's for Napoli, which is the latest rumor says that 60-70 million euros they are ready to give. And Conte उसको निकाल लेगा. Conte उससे बहुत अच्छा गेम निकाल लेगा. He is a
Hmm.
very good coach. And Italian league is slow compared to EPL, so he has that pace to equip in that league. So he'll be amazing. And plus McTominay भी है उधर. So I'm very scared to, do any deal regarding Garnacho at least for a year. If he still manages to not put in good performances, then we can think about it the next summer, but not this.
Yeah, my only thing is that we need to have a senior backup to Garnacho if we are to keep him. Because I think if he keeps getting pushed into the starting lineup every week when he's not having a good game, that I feel like that weighs on him because last two games, especially against City and Nottingham, I've seen him like take shots out of frustration. जहाँ पे शॉट नहीं
Hmm.
भी मारना चाहिए ही इज जस्ट ट्राइंग टू टेक अ शॉट इन होप्स के यार एक एक शॉट चले जाए ऑन टारगेट तो probably कुछ बनेगा. And I think that is a bit sort of risky. I wanted to ask you guys, what do you see as his sort of final level, final version to look like? What kind of a player do you see Garnacho become? Because me personally, I don't see him becoming into like a proper Cristiano Ronaldo region, because first of all his finishing isn't as good, and second of all he can't dribble. He's a very good runner with the ball, without the ball, but in terms of actual sort of trickery that uh, some other wingers have, he doesn't seem to have that yet in his game.
हाँ नहीं, I mean मेरे दिमाग में honestly Garnacho was somebody who was going to be like Nani, ठीक है, Ronaldo
Hmm.
Oh,
like but not like Ronaldo,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
So but अब वही है कि Nani was a dribbler, he is not a dribbler yet, but I am hoping कि वो develop कर देगा, but because see the thing is वही है ना कि that pace of him, the pace that he injects sometimes, वो ऐसे उसका जो finesse है, I think, I mean, he has something. He has that flair, which probably Nani and Ronaldo, he has a somewhat, Ronaldo ka flair and Nani ka flair. But I always thought he was going to be more of a Nani than a Ronaldo. But अब पता नहीं वो कहाँ land करेगा यार. Honestly, अभी थोड़ा recent performance has like kind of made me think of what he is going to be like. But I don't know.
for me, I think जैसा current चल रहा है, he's going on Rashford's path.
Rashford was way better than Garnacho. Look at the numbers. I'm
Uh,
not getting in this conversation again. Rashford was dunking on Kylian Mbappe's head in the Champions League. ठीक है?
I'm
Let's
kidding.
not
I'm
get there.
kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Jokes apart. But yeah, Garnacho, like I said, he has very high ceiling and all. But I don't think so. I can compare him with anybody else because he's not very young and not very old also. He
Yeah.
hasn't reached his, not even reached his prime yet. Peak to dur ki baat.
Hmm.
So I don't know. His future is in his own hands. He's a hard worker. He's a great lad. He's a team player. But sometimes he does this brain farts decisions. Garnacho lacks that game
Yeah.
IQ a bit. But it can be taught. It can be taught. It's not like वो उसमें नहीं है बात.
Yeah.
He can be a star boy, but he should be our star boy. That's all.
Are we actually putting a pressure on him by talking like this? What if he's not a star
I
boy?
mean, I think he has himself put that pressure by like presenting him as the sort of the
Uh,
Ronaldo region
But
type player.
he
And
is the
I think that
promising
is
one.
fine. That cockiness is fine. I
हाँ
like it
ठीक है.
also. Young player, he is allowed to have that. My only
Yeah,
worry is that we've discussed this in the context of Bukayo Saka earlier. I do think that he is being overplayed a lot by United,
yeah,
Yeah.
because he's already has around 133 appearances for United, and he could become the youngest player to reach 200 appearances for United if he continues playing and barring any injuries. So definitely I feel that उसको खिला बहुत रहे हैं, and I think that is also kind of there is a sort of this weakness I feel mentally IQ wise in a lot of United academy players, जो आते हैं और जब expectations नहीं होते हैं तो they do very well, but the moment fans and basically the manager starts having expectations with them, start having brain farts, and that happened to Tony Martial, that happened to Rashford many times, that seems to be happening to Garnacho unfortunately, but let's see.
yeah. And the last question, and we'll end it here. Should we sell him or not?
Nope, not this summer.
If it's a 60 plus million bid, then yes.
Euros or pounds?
Either.
Okay. So 60 million
मेरे को
pounds
नंबर
is
60 दिखना चाहिए.
60 million pounds is close to 72 million
As
euros.
long as मेसन माउंट वाला पैसा रिकवर हो रहा है, आई एम फाइन.
वो नहीं पैसा रिकवर होगा.
तो वापस
वो लॉस ही है भाई.
चेल्सी ही चूना लगवाएगा. But anyway, we are not going to sell him either. That's a different topic. For me, no, non-sellable asset. He should be untouchable. Okay, that's it, guys. That was our Garnacho debate, Garnacho discussion. Hope you like the topic. If you have liked, then please consider subscribing to the channel, and we'll see you on the next one very soon. Thank you.